Welcome back, everybody.
Hi.
Hello. So, what is the plan? We fade in on the gray sky over the shadowy island. Y'all are on I guess the beach side that you came in on, so that you can get away from the village a little bit, and you're all gathered there after having done a little bit of reconnaissance, and are joined by your new friend. So, what's the plan? What are we deciding to do?
Well, I don't know if setting out to protect the village is worth anything. They seem to think that they're already being protected. It's not an ongoing spell. I tried to see if it was, but I mean, they could be asking for help from an outside source at specific times. I wouldn't be able to detect that. And this lovely human seems to think that the woods are dangerous and contain a dangerous creature, and that we should not go there. That is not our quest.
She nods to the affirmative when you discuss the dark wood. She seems scared of it.
What about you two? Find anything interesting, Lane, Graveris? Planners of plans?
I found the shape of the island. That's all I was doing. I still think it's potentially worth checking out this wood.
What time is it?
It's still fairly early. You've still got some time.
We could dark forest.
What I want to do is get a measure of what it is we're dealing with before whatever happens, so that we're in the best position to, even if they don't want us to, help protect these people. If that means finding out if there's something in the forest that's going to react to an attack on the island, I think that's worth knowing.
Okay.
And similarly, if it's something that we want to make sure our backs aren't to, if we need to run away, it's also worth knowing.
If I'm right, Elisen was saying that it's entirely like the crones and the fire that are really important, right?
She nods.
Also, one of the ghosts is named Daisy.
You learn anything while Ellison was guiding you about the village? Anything interesting that we should check out?
There is a person who is described as a madman who lives in the ruined house.
Mad to these people. That must be something interesting indeed.
Well, I can talk to him. See if his story matches that of the other madmen we've...
I thought you'd probably be the kind of person to do that.
But we should know what our backs are to in the case of this wood, and we should prepare ourselves to defend against a siege or attack on the village at night from the sea.
Likewise, we ought to think of alternatives. Perhaps if the ferryman isn't present, or we need to leave this island, we need to definitely look for a backup plan if there is one.
To get off?
Yes.
I don't know if I have anything that could get us all off an island. There's still the boat. We could still just take it.
Well, is he still here? Like, we're standing on the beach now. Like, is the ferryman still on this side?
Yeah, the ferryman's left. He's gone to do... Remember, you saw him on the other side of the island helping tie up boats.
But he's on the island still?
Yeah,
is the boat still visible?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, we could talk to him and pay him to stay.
I'm not sure he's planning on going anywhere, but if we do see him do so, then yes.
He might be distracted.
Sure. And in that worst case, as long as his boat is here, as you say, borrowing it, if he no longer needs to make use of it at all, it seems a little bit more practical than stealing it for 5 minutes wait. But I'm sorry, that's another thing entirely. Do you want to check out this wood?
I'm willing, but I'm not going alone.
No, I wouldn't ask you to.
The three of
First-
you can go into the woods, and we'll talk to the madman.
All right. I'm sure one of us can shout
Muted.
loud enough if something happens.
Alf, you're muted.
Elson, you should probably go with Graveris.
And where are you going, Graveris?
I'm gonna go talk to the crazy person in the shack.
What?
Yeah, so when you suggest that she
Rather than the woods.
you suggest that she doesn't go to the dark woods, she seems happy with that plan because she gets to stay with you and not go to the scary place. Yeah, she's into it.
Okay, so it sounds like myself, Lane, and Zahiri are going into the scary woods, and Gravaris and Small Child are going to talk to a madman.
Sure. Let's start with Graveris because it's closer. So you go to the ruined hovel, and on the way, Ellison tells you that this used to be where she lived, but then her parents died of the chill fever, and now this is where they keep the madmen, and she has no home any longer. And she tells you that at first the madman was fun to tease and listen to and throw stones at, but now has grown boring, and that mostly the villagers ignore him, and that he washed up on shore some time back, and that she thinks he used to be a sailor, but now he's nothing but a madman.
Great.
Yep.
I would love to know how recent that is, especially in.
You washed up on shore?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's like, when did you wash up on shore?
She says, I told you already some time ago.
She can't count.
Within the year? Within the season?
She's kind of like just blank faces you. I do not know. Sometime long, but not so long. I still mostly remember, but not so recent neither.
I just like walk to this shack.
Okay. So yeah, the ruined hovel, most of it sort of collapsed in on itself. There's really only like a space where two walls lean against each other and still sort of hold the roof up, where you could like have a shelter underneath. There's debris everywhere, puddles of water, and yeah, it's midday, so you can hear someone inside like rustling around.
Yeah, and I just walk in,
Okay, sure.
ready to go for my sword.
Yeah, there's a person. There's someone. It's a man. He has a long, disheveled beard and long hair. And he's made no effort to clear it from his face, so it's just kind of hanging down in front of him. He's wearing what looks like it was at one point the like clothes of a sailor. He no longer has his boots, but he has like a ragged tunic and some trousers. And he's sitting there like barefoot, kind of just like cross-legged, looking down at an empty bowl sitting in front of him. There's some like fish bones scattered around, some miscellaneous like garbage, and yeah, he's just like kind of sitting in the corner trying to stay out of the rain, not doing a great job of it.
You.
And he like snaps his head up at you. Huh?
I'd like to ask you some questions.
And he like looks around kind of frantically, and then looks at you and like nods, and he holds his bowl out to you, and you notice that it's empty.
Yeah, and I like reach into my bag and like break off a chunk of some like preserved ration that I have.
Yeah, some bread or meat, like sausage or something. Yeah, he just like devours it. Yeah, just digs into it.
So I have your attention.
The Elisand watches you like feed him, and then watches you put your food away, and just kind of like like sighs dramatically.
Yeah, and I like snap my head back to her and I'm like, people who have useful information get food. And then I look at the madman again.
It's okay. So he's like licking his fingers, and he looks up at you and like kind of like grins and nods.
What ship did you serve on?
He He shakes his head, kind of like hits his head a couple times. He's like, can't remember. Only the ocean, no ship of mine.
Yes, and why were you cast into the sea?
He says, he looks up at you and says, "To his ghosts, ship of ghosts," and like stares at you and says, came ashore, ruined the village, killed everyone. The eyes of the dead dragon. And he like starts to like mutter and kind of like rock back and forth and like tug at his hair a little bit.
Yeah, and I just like slap his face.
Yeah, well, he like tries to get away from you but has nowhere to go.
That's right, I'm real. And I can still hurt you. So why don't you tell me something useful? Like when this happened, how long ago?
He says, not long, days, a week, 2 weeks perhaps. Can't remember time lost to the sea.
What of these village people? How do they treat you?
Kind of looks at you and looks at the girl and kind of like sneers a little bit, and it's like cruel barbs, harsh folk.
Would you leave here if you could?
He kind of grins at you and says, nowhere to go. I'm in hell already.
Not quite yet. My hand is like gripping the hilt of my sword.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So, how did they come upon your village at night? Yes? At night?
He nods. Yes,
Burning?
they came at night, light of the moon, eyes of the Dracolich. Terrible fire, such fire.
Kidnapping? Murder? Which one? Both?
He shakes his head. I can't remember. I fled, got away.
So the coward gets away. Everyone else burns?
Yeah, he says, didn't look back, couldn't look back.
And I stand up and I was like, I guess I was wrong to feed him to the kid.
Yeah.
Nothing useful.
Yeah, and she kind of sneers at him and kind of is like, see, you're nothing, you're nobody.
And then I like shrug and walk back towards the dark wood.
You're a bad influence.
So he's got like a bunch of like stuff around, like he's gathered like miscellaneous trash and stuff, and has like all this like stuff around his house that you kind of like pass through as you leave. Why don't you make an insight check to see how
Is
all
there
that,
some pattern to it all?
just see how all that processed for you. Okay, he's got an 8. That's good.
I got a 10.
Yeah. No, I mean it seems he's got similar ramblings to the other guy that you saw in Flan, right? Like these like eyes of the Dracolich thing and all that.
Yeah,
right.
so that's why Guerreros was like, nothing useful, because in my mind it's nothing new.
Sure. Yeah. Okay. So meanwhile, in the dark wood, so you're gonna go and search the woods. What's the plan here? To just like scour the woods for anything interesting, or?
I mean, is there any like evidence of a trail at all on the outside, or?
No, they avoid the dark wood.
Of course.
It's massively overgrown, and yeah, you don't find.
How dark is the dark wood? Can humans see in it?
Yeah, I mean it's daytime,
Ah.
so it's there's visibility there, so Lane's not stumbling, but yeah.
Okay. Lane can see, it's fine. Yeah, I figure we just go in stealthily, I suppose, trying not to attract attention from any large, horrible creatures, right?
Mhm.
And try and see if there's any kind of path or evidence of large, horrible creatures.
How long are you willing to search the woods? Because they're quite large, and searching them with any degree of thoroughness will take time.
Like, it's still rather early in the day.
Let's say it's noon now. So
What do you guys think?
I'm having a hard time kind of working out like a rough size. I'd be willing to spend 3 hours, 4 hours, I guess. I don't know how big the island is,
Yeah.
how long it would
Yeah, I mean, I
take
think
to-
3 hours would cover it.
Okay.
I just there's a limited amount of time before the sun sets, so I just wanted to
Of
see.
course.
Right, noon, 3 hours. You said the sun would set around 8-ish.
Yeah, probably
Well,
a
that's
little earlier than that, but yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, yeah, 3 hours sounds fine.
Okay, sure. So I think that you search through the dark wood. It's wet and nasty. The place is filled with trees that are all growing into one another, and it's very much the sort of archetypally feeling like dark wood, right? Like it's there's something ominous about this place, even from the get go, and eventually, I think that you get sort of to the center of the woods, and you reach the edge of a ravine. So down at the bottom of the ravine, you can see there's like some water like flowing down like the sides of it that's pooling in the bottom, and there is there's a cave. There's a dark cave in the back corner of the ravine. You also notice that hanging from some of the branches of the trees as you approach the ravine are like bundles of like twigs and sticks like tied together, like bits of like fish bones, like a fish skull like hanging from one of them, little like totems sort of hanging from the branches as you reach this ravine.
Can I like examine a totem and see if it like gives me any information about what might have like put it there, or what kind of? Can I look at one of the totems and
Sure,
see what?
yeah. Yeah, I mean they are as I described them, like twine and sticks and bones.
So there's no like symbol, like it's not like put in the shape of a star or like a little man that would signify that it's part of this specific like religion.
They're all crafted intentionally, but they're not like anything real obvious. You could make a religion check if you want to.
Okay. I don't know what it'll give me, but I'll try.
Okay, 16, not bad. Yeah, there's nothing about them. There's some kind of like folk object. They don't correlate with any religion you've ever seen.
Okay.
They don't have to do with anything infernal, do they? I'm good at that.
Not obviously. If you want to take a second to like make an Arcana check, you can do that as
Sure.
well. Sure.
I'm happy to help with Arcana.
Okay. Yeah, sure. So Lane, you can help
Lane
as well.
helps.
I mean, they're meant to be like kind of frightening looking. They're meant to be sort of ominous. They're like for warding, but as to whom or what, that you can't tell.
They're wards of some kind. I don't.
How would we get from if we wanted to go to the cave? Is there like a path?
Oh, you have to climb down the side of the ravine.
I think the more concerning thing is that apparently nobody comes here, and they're clearly human-made wards.
They're not necessarily
We don't know
human.
what they do. Well, something with enough dexterity to manipulate twine.
Clearly, the people in the village.
Didn't do this.
Well, the crones maybe they seem to want to be the ones who ward people away from places and provide information and so on. So if they're doing something secret in here, they'd want everybody to be scared of this place.
That's true. I think we should investigate.
Okay.
I agree.
To do so, you'd have to you have to climb down. Is that a thing y'all want to do?
Do we want to be really sneaky? Because I can pass without a trace on all of us.
I think we're fine for that for now. I think we just need to
Okay, just scale the cliff.
tie stuff up and climb. If something comes,
Yeah.
then we climb back out again.
Okay. Do we have any rope or anything?
Yes, I have like. Do I? Yes, I do.
Okay, so how can we like use a rope, tie it to like a tree, and get down the cliff without falling to our deaths?
I mean, it's not a death type of a fall anyway.
Okay.
Worst case scenario, you're going to get a little banged up on the way down. But yeah, everybody can make a DC 10 athletics check to climb down unscathed.
Okie dokie.
I forget exactly what the climbing kit. Does it confer a mechanical benefit, or is it just like the other kit? It just allows me to.
I think it just allows you to make the climb. Yeah, without having to work. There you go.
I was terrified. I'm so not strong.
It's athletics or acrobatics, or
Just athletics, yeah.
Oh, that's not the best.
It's fine. You're fine.
We're
Everybody's
okay.
fine. Cool. Yeah, so you climb down into the muddy ravine, and yeah, the water kind of like pools down here. There's like dead pine needles and rock and mud, and then there's this sort of ominous looking cave down the end of the ravine.
Is there any like footsteps coming towards the cave, or any indication of a creature moving about at all? Footsteps.
No, nothing that you can make out from here.
If this cave goes too far, I think we should probably get Graveris for this.
I mean, if any of this goes too far, we should go back. But this is why we're here, to investigate the forest. I think we should continue.
Yeah, we're not planning on killing any creatures or fighting anything. We just want to check.
We just want to see. Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Okay. Stealthily move towards the thing.
Are you actually intending to be stealthy? Because in which case,
don't want-
everybody needs to make stealth rolls.
I mean, do we want to be stealthy? I don't want anything to just like see us. We're trying not to fight, right?
Why don't I go and have a look? If you
Okay.
Oh no, Zahiri's going as well.
So here he is going. Wow.
Okay.
I'm so sneaky.
I will keep a lookout.
Quiet like a cat.
I'm just gonna like stand here. I'll see if anything comes. I guess like,
Okay.
do I attempt to just hide in the ravine?
Yeah, I mean, if you want to make a stealth roll and just like stay hidden among the like brush down here.
Yeah, I guess I will attempt to stay hidden when I'm only lightly obscured, I suppose.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, it's easier for you. Okay. All right. And then Lane.
Yeah, I was just going to say, would you mind allowing me to see inside cave that we're going to go and check out?
Oh, right. Of course. I can let you see in a cave. Do you trust me?
Trust you? Sure.
Close your eyes.
Okay.
And I like put my fingers over his eyes and cast dark vision.
Sweet.
Right here, I cast that.
Oh, Thunderwave again. Weird. Okay, well, you explode. So. No.
I put my fingers over your eyes and I cast thunder.
And I Thunderwave you in the face. Jesus.
God damn it! It's not Thunderwave.
All right. So what does it look like when?
I mean, it doesn't look like anything to anyone else.
No, but what does it look like when he opens his eyes? Can he just like see in lower light? Is it like?
Do you know when you like close your eyes and look up at the sun and there's that like red spider web on the inside of your eyelids? It's kind of like that faintly covers everything.
Cool.
And when you're in the dark, it goes away.
That's cool. All right, yeah. So Lane, you are enchanted with druidic dark vision, and can now see in the cave without illuminating with any light.
Yep.
Cool.
And I will-
All right, so you press on into the cave. So the cave itself,
Welcome to the low light club.
it's very dim in here.
Zahiri says with like no visible pupils or sclera,
Yeah.
black eyes.
Way to go, demon orbs. So you follow this tunnel, maybe 40 or 50 feet, kind of on a downward like arc into the earth of the island, and there are visible like roots poking through the walls. It's quite low, so you have to like crouch. The walls are all like slick and damp, and in places there's like you can see like worms like wriggling in them, and you go about 50 feet before the chamber, the hallway opens up into a sort of chamber. There's a roughly sort of 30 by 40, like vaguely cube-shaped room. It's not like hand carved. It's just like a little cave, and it seems to be like under a tree above. So there's these big roots that come down and like kind of cover the ceiling, and there's like bugs and stuff within the wet dirt there. In the center of the room is a roughly rectangular block of stone. It's covered in blotches of rust-colored stain, and several dark candles are melted on top of the stone. There are a collection of ritual objects laying on the center of the block. You notice as you're getting a look around, the block itself and the rocky like walls of the cave are all etched with crude sort of cave painting art. So like in charcoal and scratches on the stone, depicting like a 5-headed sea serpent like rising up out of the waves, feasting upon stick figures all on the shore. And then another one, there's a stick figure standing at the edge of the water, pouring like a sack or a box or something of little like circular objects into the water. And something just about being in this place raises the hairs on the back of your neck. There's a distinct and powerful like wrongness here. And I need everyone to make a DC 10 wisdom save to resist that effect.
You mean those two?
Yeah, everyone that's in the room. Yeah. Okay.
We don't like it.
Yeah, you both fail. Okay, so you find that you're overcome with this like growing horror and the urge to flee the cave. Not like running and screaming, but like you can't bring yourself to stay here. You know, sweat is dripping from your down your forehead. You feel your hands trembling, and you have to like back out of the room.
I don't like this. Yeah.
Okay, so I guess they like leave, and I see them leave, and I'm like, hey, guys,
Yeah, the two of them
was
emerge from the cave mouth.
what was in the cave?
Cave paintings, big serpent eating people. Serpent, I mean like 5-headed thing. And a person pouring small objects into the water. I think that was everything. I didn't really get a good look. It's really creepy in there.
Yeah, I mean, with just a glance, if you want to, you can make a religion check to see if you recognize any of the symbology in the paintings.
Or maybe in the Cult of the Moonsea book.
Yeah.
Not so much Zahiri. It was a scary serpent. It was exactly as you described. Scary serpent thing.
I have down that my book on cults gives me advantage on like culty-ish stuff.
This definitely applies. Yep.
Okay, and you want it to still be... I think it said it was specifically for history checks, but if this isn't a history...
Yes, it is just for the history check. So yeah, in this case, you're just making a religion check to recognize the symbols.
Right, okay. Well, I'll give it a go anyway.
Okay. Okay, an 11. Yeah, you at this point, it's hard to tell. I mean, I think there's lots of potential things that this could be, and it was also crude, and you saw it so briefly before you had to leave. If you got another chance to get in there and like really look around, maybe, but right now you are too frightened to go into that place.
Sure.
So you got nothing?
Not really. There's no creature, however. There's something super... Well, he doesn't say super. He says there's something very, very wrong in there. Or about that entire room. You're welcome to have a look. It doesn't seem...
Nothing in there that hurt you, but you won't go back in?
It's just...
That's scary, okay?
We're not supposed
This
to
is
know
a
that.
little out of character for you two, but you don't appear to be damaged at all, so I guess I'll go check, see if I can get anything else. You're not going to come back in with me?
I'm not going back in there.
Yeah, we'll make sure that nothing comes in after you.
Yeah, you go into the scary place alone without us. We're gonna stay back here.
Fine. Well, I mean, they don't appear like it's very out of character for them to
Yeah,
be
they're
like,
definitely acting like unusually. Lane and Zahiri are both not prone to bouts of fear, so not in that way anyway.
okay. What? I just want to. So, what did they have to make? They had to make a wisdom save.
Yeah, you gotta make a DC 10 Wisdom save against this fear effect.
Against the fear effect. I think I have enhance ability for wisdom checks. That wouldn't be a save, right?
No, but I think wisdom's one of your like favored.
Yeah, it is. So I look back at them and like, you guys are really weird. And then can I ask Lane for his book of cults and like, like so I can compare it to whatever's in there and like.
Of course. Yep. Here you go.
Okay, so I have the book prepared to like be like, hey, what's this? As long as I don't get scared out of the cave, I just walk in there
Okay.
and I guess make a wisdom save as soon as I get in there.
Yeah. So as you descend, you can feel the fear like mounting. Something in here is distinctly upsetting, or starting to like you can feel your body sort of tense up. Let's see if you can resist the thing.
While this is going on, would I be able
Resisted.
to start heading back to go and collect Corvarus? Because he's actually our best bet for this.
Yeah.
Resisted.
Yeah, if you want to.
Yep, I'll make my way out. I just let Zahiri know and say that's what I'm going to do.
Yeah, all right.
Standing by the scary cave by yourself. All right.
I just stand there, sort of, like our hands together, wringing them and nervous, like, somebody's gonna show up, right?
Okay, so I get in the cave.
You get the save. You go into the cave, and you press on and reach this chamber, and you're able to like swallow your fear and continue your exploration. So it is as I described it before. What do you want to do now that you're here?
I want to see if any of the, like you said, there was like a creature, a five-headed like sea monster on the wall, and what was the one with the guy like the
somebody pouring some little like circular objects into the water.
Dude, can I look through the book and see if there's any images that like correspond there?
I mean, it's like cave painting, so yeah. I mean, you can make a history check with advantage to see if you can figure anything out. Like,
Lane should be doing this.
yeah. No, there's no obvious like connection between.
Okay.
There's nothing in the book that shows like the drawing. Yeah.
And then you said there are artifacts on the.
Yeah. So on the altar, there's a silver-plated knife. It's got a sort of wavy blade. It's not meant for doing normal knife stuff. It's very clearly ceremonial. Mm-hmm. And then lying next to it, there are several gold bars, just straight up bars of gold, sitting next to it. And there's a sealed altar or a sealed scroll lying on the altar. Sorry, it's got a splotch of red wax. Sealing it closed. You also notice there's a pile of books lying in the corner, but they're mostly they're all swollen and rotted because they've been sitting down here in the water.
Can I even read what the titles might have said?
Yeah, you can dig through them. Make an investigation check.
I'm so bad at everything.
Yeah, the 10. No, they just come apart in your hands. They're just
Lovely.
moldering. They're gross.
Okay, so are the gold bars stamped with anything, or are they just bars of gold?
Yeah. They definitely have a sigil, a trade stamp on them. Can you make a history check
Lane
to recognize this? I know. That's not bad. Okay. Yeah, you recognize it for whatever reason. You've seen this symbol before. It's a trade stamp dating back 50 or 60 years. The trading house that you would have used these gold bars no longer exists.
Okay.
And the bars appear to look like they're in really good condition, as if they were minted and then they're not dinged. They're all the lines are still perfect, and gold is really easy to fuck up. These look like they're as fresh as a brand new bill from the mint. Yeah, there's something, they're unusually clean and fresh.
Can I look at the scroll and see if what kind of scroll it is, or
It's a scroll made out of paper. It's sealed with red wax.
and it doesn't have any writing on the outside?
No, and the wax has no seal. It's just a dollop of wax.
Okay. So that and the knife. What about the knife? Does it have any symbols on it, or?
No, just a silver ritual knife.
Can I point my detect? What is it? Wand of magic detection at the objects in the altar, and
Sure.
No.
Yeah, you can use your detect magic wand.
Okay.
The whole room radiates lingering illusion magic.
Illusion.
Yeah.
But it's not. Is it active?
Yeah. There's some kind of illusion magic at play here, but it doesn't necessarily don't necessarily take it literally that like something is not what it appears to be. Like the fear effect could be caused by that spell too. Like
Okay.
Yeah, it's part of the illusion school.
yes, yeah.
Okay.
Not
All
literally
right.
something is illusionary necessarily.
Can I? But these objects themselves aren't like radiating touch it and you die magic.
I mean, I can't speak to the touch it and you die part, but they're definitely not. There's no magic. The ritual object, the gold bars. Yeah.
Okay. Can I cast? Do I have like a trap? I think I do. I think I do.
Well, you look that up, and meanwhile, Graveris, where do you go after talking to the madman? You want to go out into the woods? Okay, so I think we would see
Yeah,
you.
we're trying to find Lane.
We would see you outside the woods, and Ellison is like standing and shaking her head, and she's like, "You mustn't walk the dark wood. 'Tis cursed. You'll be eaten for sure. The creature will get you."
And I just like look at her. No.
And you're just gonna go out into the woods anyway. You're just like, "Fuck you, I'm out."
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay. All right.
I'm just like, Lane!
Sure.
Okay, so it doesn't look like it can be cast as a ritual, and I don't have it prepared.
Okay.
So
you
that sucks.
So you go out into the woods, Graveris, and we have a moment where Ellison is like standing at the edge of the woods. She like looks back at the village, looks back at the village, takes a deep breath, like makes fists of her hands, and then like storms into the forest after you.
Oh.
And then yeah, you're like shouting for Lane, and then we cut back to Lane, and Lane, you're climbing back up out of the ravine. That's your plan? Okay. Right, so
Yeah, I need to head back and find him.
okay, so you're climbing up out of the ravine. So I think we see from your perspective, like you're climbing this rope, you put your hand up to grab onto the edge, and you pull yourself up, and what you see lurking at the edge of the ravine is truly a horror to withhold. It looks like someone has taken several large people and melted them together as though they were wax. So there's this hulking form of like dripping flesh. You can see it has a face somewhere in the triangular area where its head would be, and all of its skin and folds of flesh are just kind of like hanging off of it. The face its eyes are wide and yellow and watery. It's all like bloated, so you can't really see its legs because most of its bulk is covering them, but it has these sort of fat like baby arms. And as you pull yourself up and you come face to face with this creature, it like lunges to hit you and like knock you back into the ravine with like a deep roar. It's like and like takes a swing at you. So let me see if it hits you, and then
The creature.
and then we can see. Yeah, that's right. It's a creature. He's gonna gobble you up. Don't say you weren't warned.
Well, obviously we knew there might be an actual creature.
Okay, let me pop my character sheet out here for the creature. Here he is. Okay. Let's take a look. Oh, I didn't put his attack action in. Good job, Adam. I'll just do it manually then.
I'm not a fan of the creature.
No one's a fan of the
No
creature.
one likes
Just gonna
the
throw
creature.
that. Just gonna throw that out there right now.
Does the fact that they were terrified in the cave give them any kind of effects against the creature, or was that just the cave?
It was just the cave's magic. Hang on a second,
Okay.
I gotta grab my monster manual.
I think everything's going to
Because
be.
the SRD doesn't have the
That's
attack
fine.
rolls for this thing, so. gotta do
Oh,
old
that
school.
sounds great. I'm so happy.
No, it's not a problem.
I have to consult
Lane's got this.
the library. Okay.
Lane's just gonna one-shot him.
Yeah, totally. With the hands that he's using to hold the rope.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Here we go. All right. So the creature. I wonder if there's a picture of it in here. That'd be cool.
Oh god.
Man, remember when we had to do this for everything? It's like always have to look stuff up and use your book. Here we go. Cool. Okay. Here we are. He's gonna attack you with his creaturey fists, and he's got a +3, I think, to hit. Yeah. Okay, +3 to hit. Here we go. I got a 19, which I believe does strike you.
Definitely.
Okay. So. Okay. So you only take 1 damage from the creature. It roars, lashes out with a fist, hits you in the chest. But because it does hit you, I need you to make a check not to tumble back into the ravine. So make an athletics check.
Oh, I'm great at those.
Yeah. Okay. So he lashes out, punches you in the chest. The actual punch doesn't hurt so bad, but you lose grip on the now wet rope and tumble backwards into the ravine. And on the way down, you take another 6 damage. So I think that we see Lane, tumble backwards down the ravine, land on your back, and bang your head on a rock, and your vision swims. And you're looking up, and the rain is coming down, and there's just this bellowing sound from up above.
I mean, I'm in the ravine, so I'm guessing I've seen
Yes,
this.
so here you see. It looks to you like Lane slipped, but then there's that noise that as from above as Lane falls.
I rush over towards Lane with are you all right? Kind of thing. People falling into ravines can be nasty if they don't land properly. So.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, what do you say?
Lane, are you okay?
Yeah, so he does the thing where you spring to your feet, like the...
Yeah, where you kind of roll backwards and then kick up onto your legs, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, and as he does it, he kind of gets the bow and flicks it out, and he's like, they weren't kidding about the monster.
Oh, okay.
Nice.
Okay. So what are you going to do?
I mean, it hit me, I'm going to hit it back with arrows.
Okay, you actually can't see it. It isn't coming up over the edge of the ravine. It just pushed you back into the ravine. Blue Jay, from inside the cave, you hear that noise, echo.
Okay. I look around the cave and I look at the stuff on the table and I want to take it.
What do you want to take?
The artifacts.
Okay.
I want to put them in my bag if I cannot die by taking them off the table.
Yeah. There's four gold bars. There's the ritual knife.
I'll take one of the bars because I just want to show someone the thing and be like, hey, this was in there. And the knife and the scroll.
Sure. Okay. All right.
And I put them in my bag and I go back out.
Okay. Sure. All right. So you're shoveling stuff into your bag. Zahiri, what are you and Lane doing outside?
I look at Lane and I go, how close is it? How is it right up there?
Yep. Just push me right off the rope.
If I can get up behind it, I can just push it down into the ravine.
Sure. I mean, you're not going to be able to climb back up that, though, without it. Well, unless you want to. You want to bait it out, and I'll shoot it, buy you some time. You can go up there and smack it down here.
All right, sure. Keep an eye on me, and if anything reaches over, just shoot it in the face, okay? And I'm going to attempt to climb the rope and get up on the ledge.
Okay, so you're gonna climb up in the same place where the thing might be waiting?
Yeah, I mean, maybe sort of a little bit on the opposite side, like not exactly the same place, but if the rope will let me sort of
Yeah, I mean, you don't strictly need the rope. You can try to climb up anywhere.
No, I mean, yeah, it should be fine. But, so yeah, I try and climb up to the edge and bait out the monster.
Okay, sure. Go ahead and make an athletics check. All right. So
I have the rope.
Yeah, you've got the rope, but I think the thing is the rope is quite slippery, and it's not that you fall. You just can't get up on this side. And actually, maybe like pulling on the rope, it sinks into the lip of the crevasse, and like a bunch of rocks tumble down, and it's still attached to the tree you tied it to. But like, yeah, you can't right now. Can't get up. This is when Saris emerges from the cave in the ravine.
All right.
Hi. You made noises.
No, we didn't. Creature up on the lip. Trying to deal with it. And can I try and climb up again somewhere else, or
Yeah, sure.
like a little further down, find a handhold and give it another go?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay. There we go.
There you go. You just like run up the wall, basically.
I found the right spot, and I went, all right. All the way up.
It was
Totally.
the rope. It screwed you up.
It's totally like, I don't know if any of you have ever seen this, but like when people do like speed climbs for like rock climbing, where you crouch down and it's just like hopping from one place to another, just like getting up to the top, going as fast as you can from each rock to rock, and then you get up and you're at the top of the edge, and you see this like dripping like flesh creature, and it turns its head, like it was expecting you to climb up the rope so it could like punch you, but it turns its head. You're about 30 feet away from it, and it like moans in anger when it sees you.
Okay. Do I have space to do another action?
Maybe. What do you want to do?
I mean, what I want to do, and I don't know mechanically how you want to do this, but what I want to do is get around it to an angle where if it fails a strength check and I move it 15 feet, it'll fall into the ravine.
Sure. Yeah. Let's see. So you can make a performance check to like taunt it over to you and get it into a place where you want.
All right.
And then you'd have to make the roll and do your like key punch and all that stuff. But yeah, let's see if you can fool.
Hey, fatty! I just.
Yeah, you definitely have its attention. Like it's turned its body towards you and is like kind of like dripping in your direction. Okay, you got a 15.
Dripping. Blech.
I'll roll a wisdom check to see. See if it's smart enough. No, you definitely trick it into so it
Fresh spicy tiefling this way.
It comes lumbering towards you, groaning, and lunges to grab you, and I think it'll get to make an attack, and then you can do yours. And try
Okay,
to-
if this hits me, is it gonna? It's
It
not
won't
gonna knock me
No,
down.
you've
I've
moved.
already-
Yeah,
okay.
you've moved such. So.
All right,
we're
cool.
gonna go with that. All right, so it lunges out, and nope, you dodge it. No problem. This thing's
Whips
slow.
it.
Yeah.
I duck the arm, and around the other side of it, flurry some kicks into its like side, and try and sort of like lever it off the cliff.
Nice. Yeah.
So let's see. 1, 2, 3. Any of those hit?
Just the first one.
Okay. So strength check.
Okay. I'm just gonna make a note here of how many damage you've done. 3 damage.
Yeah.
Okay. Strength check. What's the DC?
I have to check. Hang on.
So it's probably going to be 8 plus proficiency plus something.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm not sure exactly what. So I just need to check monk for a second. I have my handbook open here. Damn it! I really hope this works. It would be
What's the name? What's the name of the ability?
It is what do you call it? Way of the open hand.
Right.
Strength saving throw. When you hit by a creature, you can impose one of the following effects. But what's the? It doesn't say what the DC is.
I think it is. It's based. It's usually based like on like Dave said, 8 plus your proficiency bonus plus.
Plus what? My
Something,
dex,
right? Your
or my wisdom, or
Probably be wisdom if it's a class feature.
It is close to.
okay, so 12.
All right. Let's take a look. Let's see if you're strong enough
There's
to.
no way this is gonna fail a 12. It's massive. Oh,
That's right. It got the 12. So you hit it. You don't knock it in. It's got its back to the ridge. You still deal your damage to it, but it's hard to move a big garbage bag full of meat, right? Like you're kicking and punching it, and it's just absorbing your blows. Like you punch it, and there's like a ripple of flesh, but it doesn't really move that
can
much.
they see it down below now?
No, it's still on the other side of the ridge. But you can hear Zahiri, shouting and punch kicking.
Oh, it's a key save. Yeah, it's wisdom modifier, so we're totally right.
We got it right. Perfect.
Where's Gravaris? How far is he into the forest?
A ways away.
I will literally take another turn, like round in combat with this thing to try to get.
Lane and Saris get to do an action, and then we'll go back upstairs. So, what do you two want to do?
The thing is that like I can't cast anything that would damage it without being able to see where it and Zahiri stand.
Yeah, you'd have to climb up to be able to see it. You could climb up on the other side of the ravine. The whole ravine's like, 80 feet across at the top, if you want to be really safe, or you can just try to find a place to climb up.
How wide is the ravine?
At the bottom, like 10 feet.
At the top.
Like I said, 80 at its widest.
At its widest, it's 80 feet wide.
Yeah, give or take.
So I'd have to be able to cast 80 feet away anything that I wanted to cast. Okay. How tall is the ravine?
Like 60 feet or so.
Okay.
Walls are like soft mud, which is why Dave only took a D6 when he fell, because he didn't fall straight down onto his back.
I was like, oh, I should have died.
No, you mostly, it wasn't that you fell, it was that you slid, basically, like slid and hit your head on your way down.
Okay, I'm going to attempt to, I guess, climb up the other side.
Okay.
I guess I don't have, so what would that be, athletics?
Yes. Yeah, it's an athletics check.
This is going to be great, I can tell.
Okay, yeah, you do it. It's not as graceful as
I'm
as
dirty,
Zahiri.
I'm really gross and dirty,
Yeah,
but I get up there.
climb up the mud and rocks and manage to get to the top. Sure.
Now I can see her and I can see it.
Mm-hmm.
Could I, can I cast moonbeam on it?
No. You used your action to climb up, and then you're up at the top now, so you really only have your move.
Oh, that was my action and my movement?
Yeah, because it's a lot of work to climb up to the top.
Okay, well then I'm just at the top, I guess.
Okay, Lane, what do you want to do?
I need to climb out as well.
Okay, sure. Yeah, go ahead and make that roll.
Yeah.
Where would you like to climb up? Across the ravine or up next to Zahiri?
Is the rope actually giving us any advantage? Is it reducing the DC or anything?
It's reducing the DC, yeah.
Okay, well, Zahiri climbed up somewhere, got the attention of the creature, so I should be able to climb up the rope without it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah, I'll go for it then.
Okay. So yeah, the rope is 2 less DC, so it's 8 if you're using the rope.
I barely got up there.
Oh.
Well,
All right. Yeah, no, the rope is a lost cause. Like, it's just covered in mud now, and it's the water's all pouring down this little ravine or this little gouge that it's caused. So you can't climb up.
Okay. Is there anywhere I could potentially hide as a bonus check?
Absolutely. Yeah, lots of places to hide.
Yeah, so I guess I'd like to hide and start preparing things from my climber's kit to make another way out, maybe attaching a backup bit of rope to the grappling hook or whatever to try and get any way out next time.
Perfect. Yeah, you can do both of those things. You can bonus action and use your move to take out your gear and start messing with it. So
okay. Would you like me to roll stealth to hide? Or
yes, please. Just in case we need it. Okay.
looks like we might.
Yeah, maybe. All right. So meanwhile, upstairs, Zahiri, you and the creature are tangling. What do you want to do?
I'm gonna take another flurry into it if I can.
Yeah, go for it.
Okay.
Yeah, it's in the same position. So if you can successfully knock it
2, 3.
All right. So the second and third hit, obviously.
So that's a total of 12 damage, and you needed to make another strength check.
Okay, so 12 plus the 3 you did before.
I'd be surprised if you're doing 12 damage, though. I think you might be doing 6.
Well, I'm hitting a bag of meat with my fists. Yeah.
So so you punch and kick the thing a bunch of times, and we don't have to roll a save because you kill it. You kill it with hit points, but when you kick it, the last kick, the thing staggers back and with a roar tumbles down the side. Man, it reminds me of the end of the game Inside. If anyone played Inside, it's like that. Yeah. So this is
That's what I've been thinking.
yeah, totally. And he tumbles down the side, and when it hits the ground, it just splatters and just It's basically like you tore the bag open and all the like fat just pours out all over the ground.
I wasn't down there.
And yeah, just kind of like splashes on the ground and starts to like sizzle basically. And
I lean over the edge and yell, "Got it!"
yep. Cool. Okay, so let's take our last break on that. There's the camera's like a lingering shot of this like sizzling fat lying in the puddle at the bottom. Yeah, with Zahiri being like, got it. And then I think when we get back, this is when we'll have Gravaris arrive, and y'all can talk about the secret of the cave. So stick around. We got more D&D coming at you right after this. Be right back.